It's the RIOT podcast today, Wednesday, March 1st. Welcome to March.
Are we not bringing Jim in for the podcast intro?
He looks awful comfy over there.
Is he snuggled in his cage? He's behind
Yeah.
you. I don't think you guys can see behind that far, but Jim will be making an appearance in the podcast. So if you're listening to the audio version of it, make sure you go over to RadioU Riot on our Facebook page or RadioU Official on Instagram to see Isaiah's dog Jim, who came in for his birthday today.
He's really starting to settle in.
Yeah, I saw him
seems
milling around in the
great.
cage over
He does
there.
fine here.
Yeah, he's cool. He's chilled out. When he first got here, obviously very excited, was introducing himself to Hudson and Nikki, going crazy. And in the first hour or so, a lot of whining that was going on. He wanted to come back into the studio after his first appearance.
Well, why don't you bring him back in?
Because he's just too much, you
Well,
know? He's a lot.
No, he's not
He'll
too much
never
for
calm
us.
down.
He'll never have enough, you know. If
Yeah.
we keep on bringing him in here, then he's going to want more of the spotlight. That's just how he works.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna try to
learned
steal
from
the
his
whole.
daddy.
Yeah, he's gonna try to steal the whole show, and so we got to keep him over there. He's kind of accepted his role in the side.
Yeah,
studio.
you're right. I don't want to be playing second fiddle to
He
a
is-
dog.
Exactly.
He is sweet and cute, but he is allergic-y. So
He is.
any allergies, you will feel it.
He is definitely. He sheds and whatnot. He smells. Well, but by the time that he leaves today, Radio U will just have a whole new smell.
Yeah, a whole smell, a whole...
They bring in one of those diffusers, or like we get just some sort of wall
Yes.
smelling thing, just to help with your room area.
the
Yeah,
breeze
tomorrow.
air effect.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a bunch of air fresheners in my room. I'm like, are you guys trying to tell me something?
It's not you, but it is your dog.
Yes, he's a stinky boy. But we talked about Jim's birthday today, turn 2. We also talked about Hudson's Ant-Man reveal.
Yeah, I tried to push back against some of the naysayers because some of the criticism is well founded, but the idea that it is a bottom tier Marvel movie is pure poppycock.
But you had
it's
fun?
nonsense.
You had fun watching it?
I had a great time watching
How
it.
happy were you when you left? Were you kind of like,
I was real happy.
You know, when you leave the movie theater, you're kind of just joyful. You know, you're full stomach off with all that popcorn and drinking pop or a slushie or whatever. It's just a fun feeling.
I left feeling real good. I did. I left feeling, I can tell you, like, you know, it's not a competition, but I left feeling way better than I felt when I left the theater after Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
What else have I seen recently?
Not
where-
Violent Night. I'll tell you, Violent Night must have been better than Ant-Man. Cleverness-wise. Yo, come on.
Look at him.
You know, they're not apples to apples, but
It's a tough call. I liked them both. And so
I like it.
And nobody was saying, well, Violent Night sucks. So, I mean, maybe a few people, but Ant-Man.
we don't associate with those people.
Yeah, clearly not.
Yeah. No, I was very pleased with Ant-Man.
Well, hang tight
I
for the podcast.
don't understand all the hate.
Because you'll be hearing Hudson's full review.
Yeah, we also talked about a little Would You Rather Wednesday. This time, a stranded on an island with the Riot version.
Yeah, it was a good question.
Who would you pick? And of course, we'll need a new question for next Wednesday.
Yeah. You guys got anything in mind?
I don't know. I think, do people like when it's choose one of us for something?
Yeah, I think they do.
Or do you guys want it to be a Would You Rather Wednesday and we're not a part of the
Of
question?
anything.
Yeah.
You guys can pick whatever you want. Send them in. And we'll judge them.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
up
it
to
stinks,
you.
we won't use them.
And I'll tell you, tomorrow's not Would You Rather Wednesday, but I need to start doing this. I need to start telling, like, you know, pre-selling the next podcast. So you know what a question I have for tomorrow you guys got to start thinking about?
Yeah, let's start thinking.
This is a question I got from JR I mentioned yesterday. What is or was, when you were a child, a perk of your parents' jobs?
Ooh.
Yeah, what is something that like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, because my parents do this, I got this.
That's
and
good.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
That's
so
a
we gotta
great
think about
question,
that,
JR.
yeah.
Good work.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
know.
say?
I don't know. I don't even know what his parents did. He just asked that. So
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. I've got
We
a
will.
great answer.
you do?
I mean, obviously.
Doesn't it suck that to wait 24 hours?
It does. I've got
You
so
have to
much
sit on
juice
it.
I can
And then you're
spit
gonna
out
forget
right
about
now.
it. Yeah.
Well, we'll come up with it tomorrow. Make sure you text us and say hi. And from this, give us a Would You Rather Wednesday question for next week at 877-2-RADIO-U. Or if you have an answer to the question from JR, we can include you in tomorrow's
Yeah,
discussion.
That's a good idea too. All right. Sounds good. We'll
Okay,
talk-
bye.
See you guys.
Catch you
Bye,
tomorrow.
Jim. Bye. Hope you find your dad. No, just bye.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
I wanted to harken back to
Yesterday's show.
when we talked about a thing called Remote Kiss.
Yeah.
It's available in China. It is a attachment for your phone. It's a set of lips that plugs into your phone, and then you would get one, and then like the person you're going out with or married to would get another one, and you'd each plug it into your phone, and then like you could kiss even if you weren't near each other.
From a distance.
It's supposed to sense what their lips are doing on the fake lips, and then you would feel that if you were putting your lips up to the fake lips and vice versa.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable to talk about, but it's fine.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about it more.
Okay, good.
Because I
Bring it
just
up for
can't
today.
stop thinking about it. And one of the things that I thought about as I pondered it more was
Did
that
you not
it is
sleep last night because you thought
I
about
was
it?
staying up, thinking about it, and I was thinking that it's not fair. It's not that it's discriminatory against those of us with facial hair.
Oh,
'Cause it
because the
doesn't-
beard would have
and
problems. Ooh.
Okay, I've never kissed anybody with a beard or mustache.
Sure, you don't know.
But I can only assume as someone with a beard or mustache that it's not the same.
Well, maybe you could. Maybe it is nicer because sometimes, like, if someone has a beard, it can be very itchy and give like beard rash around it.
So you're saying that it might be uncomfortable.
So you could use these fake kissing lips instead, so that you don't get any rashes.
So
Even if the person was right there.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe my wife would be sitting right next to each other, but instead of kissing each other,
You're kissing the thing.
We'd be kissing the remote kiss lips.
Yes.
Because then she could avoid my beard.
Yeah, maybe.
Tickling her lips.
If not, they could put some sort of, you go to the craft store, just buy like a fuzzy thing.
Yeah.
And just put it around the lips.
Pipe cleaners?
Something. That's a weird choice, but sure.
Yeah. Or like a bristle brush.
Yeah, that could
like
work.
for horses.
That actually
you could put that on.
That could work
Just
too.
attach that. Another thing I was thinking about is like they said that you could, if you didn't have a special somebody, or I guess even if you did, you could upload your kiss and then like kiss random people on there. And you wouldn't have to worry about getting mono or anything like that. But I was thinking that
Boy, it sells itself when you describe it,
right?
doesn't it?
Listen to all the positives. And then I was thinking, like, what if you got one and you weren't dating anybody, and then maybe you're young, and then you start dating somebody, and you're like, oh, it's so great to have to be my first my first relationship. And then they're like, oh, we should get, for when times when we're apart, we should get the remote kiss lips. And you're like, already got them.
Here, let me get it out real quick.
Well, wait, hold on a second. Why do you already have
Red
the
flag.
remote kiss lips?
Red flag.
Red flag for sure. There's so many branches of the tree off of the remote kiss lips.
Sometimes I feel like, we connect with a story.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys connected with that one.
In other words, I'm very tempted by it, but also nervous.
$41 you could buy.
A bold new frontier we're entering.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Talking of TikTok, Nikki, if you had any designs on being a federal employee of the United States of America or
Which
Canada.
I know, listen, they've been pushing for me to join them. So.
I think you would have been a good fit, but now take those plans, throw them in the garbage, stomp on them, and light them on fire, because they will never have you.
Why wouldn't?
Or you wouldn't be able to do it.
You mean I'll turn them down?
You would turn them down when you find out some of the things, the qualifications you have to meet. For example, well, first and foremost, deleting TikTok.
I'm sorry, what?
You cannot. You have 30 days.
I cannot work for the federal government?
You cannot, because they won't let you have TikTok on your phone. And I'm assuming for you take TikTok over your country.
So are they just saying, like, you can't have it on your phone because then you would use it on their networks and stuff, and then your phone could be compromised with your federal work stuff?
Yeah.
So then I would just have a federal employee work phone.
So you'd have two different phones.
Yeah, I'd have like a work phone. That would be all their stuff.
So
which
you're
is
that
not
committed, huh?
No, it's not uncommon. I mean, if they're against TikTok being on their stuff, they probably don't like a lot of other apps as well.
I don't know.
So, and then
I haven't
would
seen news stories about them telling you to get Tinder off of your federally issued phone.
They're mad at that.
Yeah.
Well, we would see. I would just have a hidden phone. I'm sure they'll never find.
A burner. You'd have a TikTok. It's really that important to you?
No, I don't care. I wouldn't probably be working. It'd be fine.
Yeah. 30 days from yesterday, any federal employee, if they've got a government issued device, TikTok's got to be off of it.
So that is I think the thing. Like, if you are a federal employee, do you all get an official phone for your work?
If so, I see why people want to work for the government. That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
And it's probably a pretty nice one too, I bet.
Maybe.
So that is for the United States. And Canada just did the same thing too. So we're not alone in being very concerned, our government, and being very concerned with TikTok and the privacy-related concerns regarding it. They say they're concerned that it's tracking location, and so there's a lot of data that they don't want any kind of crossover.
Sure. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Like, none of us are questioning how bad the privacy and security with TikTok is. None of us are fighting that.
But we're all
just over it because every other app does probably the same thing too.
Yeah, but they don't send it to China so that they could send balloons to kill us.
I'm sure.
So if RadioU told you that's it, you have 30 days to delete TikTok off your phone. Forget about getting another phone.
Would I do it?
You're not going to get another phone just for one app. So would you do it?
I don't know. Chris, would you make us do that? Chris sometimes
I'm sure Chris would prefer that.
He's really into security, which is rightfully so.
And he's the type of guy that does not care about any app. He doesn't have, like, you think I'm bad not having an Instagram. Chris probably, if you got him on TikTok, I don't know, he would know what he's doing because he's very tech savvy.
Sure.
But he'd also be like, I hate this. He would hate it. He would have a disdain for TikTok just by opening it up.
People who have disdain for it are usually the quickest ones to be like, well, just delete it. Get it off
what's
your
the big
phone.
deal? Yeah. How much time could you possibly spend on it? How important it could possibly be to you?
Listen, it's for me at home. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. I would, I just have a tough time with anybody telling me to delete anything, but I know I should delete TikTok. But it's just so... And I don't care about watching TikTok. I could stop watching TikTok right now. I hardly watch TikTok anymore. I could stop watching, but it would hurt me to stop posting.
I know you do.
And even
like
less stop posting, it would hurt me to stop getting likes.
Well, make sure you follow RadioU Official before it's too late. Let's see. Canada, you had mentioned, it's not just our government, but Canada announced a similar ban the other day. So that also applies to all of their government-issued devices.
You think? Last question.
Yeah.
You think a TikTok ban will go through for either the U.S. or any states? You think somebody's going to ban it?
There has been talk of that for a long time. So maybe one day.
So yes, is what
probably,
you're saying.
Yeah, probably one day.
You don't talk about it if it's not going to happen.
Well, I've been talking about moving. No.
Yeah.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on RadioU.
Got a special guest on the show today.
Hey, Isaiah.
Hey, everybody.
Brought his son to work.
Hey.
I did.
Hi, Jim.
And he's a handful.
Jim the dog.
Happy birthday, Jim.
It's his birthday.
Jim's second birthday.
Wow. And you couldn't leave, you didn't find anybody to take care of him.
I could not. Isn't it wild? After 2 years, I still couldn't find anybody that wanted to hang out with him.
They've all
even on his birthday.
turned him down. Well,
are you regretting that you brought him to work today? Is it just you have to get used to it?
I didn't really have a choice. It was like the first day I've had to bring him in.
Yeah.
Because my parents are out of town. My roommate's going into work. My brother's fiance can't take him out. And so I'm like stuck with him. Even on his birthday.
Just Jim, cover your long years.
I know. And so I knew he was going to be a handful no matter what when I brought him in because he's Jim. So it was just like automatic. He's going to be causing issues.
He's going to start pressing buttons, I think.
Oh, I know. He's ready to take over.
Turn the mics
Are you going to turn RadioU off? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's ready to take the whole station down. It's
I wish
only
you
a matter
would
of time.
bark. Can you bark? Woof.
Does he bark much?
He doesn't really bark.
He doesn't bark. He just whines. I can hear him whining.
There's no proof that he's even here. Everyone listening on the radio, they're like, is the dog there or not? He's silent.
I promise you, I'm taking pictures of him. I will post pictures soon so you can see Jim at work. And his little tail's so cute, just off in the other room where Isaiah normally is. I just see his tail in the background all the time.
He's like it's like hard to like talk about him because he's just such a unique looking dog. So he's so like long and like hot dog like built.
His little feet too go
I know.
out. Yeah.
He's a weird dog to look at. So you guys can check out the Worst of the Riot video podcast on Facebook and YouTube, and you can see what Jim looks like in the radio studio.
Aw, he fits. He can come every day.
It's nice that he just sits on your lap still.
He does
that,
like
for such a big boy.
Yeah, he does like just sitting on the lap. As long as I get him up in the air, he's pretty cool once we get up there.
Sniffing the mic. Can you sniff in the mic? There he
He's gonna
is.
start eating
Jim.
it.
There you hear
He's gonna
Jim the
start eating
dog.
Oh, he's so cute.
Jim the Basset Hound.
All right,
And
we might have to rotate days where we bring in dogs each day.
yeah, we shouldn't have them all in at once. But Jim
No.
even got Jim. You got a birthday present.
I know. Nikki brought in
I
some
did.
treats for Jim.
Someone got a new toy and a football cookie.
Jim has a new favorite toy now.
Oh.
It's his third toy of all time. He's so excited. He's a big toy guy.
I knew he liked rope, so I was like, well, maybe I'll bring him a new rope
Yeah.
toy.
You'll keep that until it
And
disintegrates.
I didn't know you were coming to work today, so this worked out perfectly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
my
a big
gosh.
surprise to bring in Jim. So I planned it out last night because yet again I had no choice, and it was his birthday. I couldn't leave him at home alone like all day,
No.
sitting in his own pee. Like that would just be messed up.
So wait, what are the odds you think that he pees inside today?
See, I don't know. I would say probably 30%.
30%.
So it's not like it's.
I'll take the over on that.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a tinkle. It's just a small little dog pee when they get excited.
He's
I'm
gonna
just trying to keep him
soil
off carpet. That's my. I have a carpet cleaner just in case, and I will bring it in if he does pee on carpet. But I'm just trying to keep him off carpet.
Oh, actually, that
makes-
doesn't sound so bad. Jim, can you pee on the carpet so that Isaiah steam cleans
A
it
little
for
bit
it?
everywhere. A little bit everywhere.
Just every room, if you don't mind.
That's why he's going to have to carry him the whole day.
Yeah, he's never gonna leave my side.
Well, make sure you text 877 to Radio U. And normally on birthdays, you guys can text, whoever's birthday it is.
Yeah.
So today is Jim's birthday,
Oh, yeah. What
and
about
he's
that?
here.
What about that birthday breakfast we were talking about?
Oh, do you want a birthday breakfast?
He's like, I do.
We'll order him some bacon.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right. This is turning out to be a good day.
Good day.
Well, Jim, buckle up. The Battle of the Buzz is coming in half an hour.
We need you to count votes.
Oh, he'll help me big time.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Nikki, I know you're not going to see it, but Isaiah, I wanted to alleviate your concerns because the reviews have not been stellar, right? I did see it's bumped up above The Eternals, so it's not the worst reviewed Marvel movie on Rotten Tomatoes, as it shouldn't be. It was not a bad movie.
It's not okay, but people are just saying like the CGI is not as great. It was just kind of boring.
What's new? The whole movie is CGI. It's 2 hours of them in a quantum realm, in a micro universe.
Yeah, but is it believable or?
It's like realistic though, right?
Yeah, right.
Like what you would expect of a quantum realm. You know, it looks like
Or
that.
did
It
they
actually did.
cheap out on it.
Yeah.
It does. I believe if I was in a quantum realm, it would probably look like unconvincing green screen, and that's what.
Yeah.
So I believed it. I definitely believed it. I'll tell you that. One thing that made me laugh is, and I like this, when I went through the ticket taker thing. The ticket taker lady, she says to me, she warns us, she says, there's 2 end credit scenes. I like when they warn you that you know
Smart.
you should sit. So I did. And so that meant I had to watch all the credits. You know, the credits at the end, near the end, they tell you how, like, this was filmed in whatever. And they show thanks to the state of Georgia or whatever.
Yeah.
And in this one, there was a bunch of stuff thanking Australia.
Oh.
And I was like, why would they have to go to Australia? Do they not have green screens in Los Angeles or something? Why did they go to a different state? The entire movie, there's nothing that seems like it would have been shot on location anywhere. So I don't understand that. That did make me laugh. Okay.
That's one.
That was one thing. But I'll tell you, I understand some of the CGI questionable. Again, it's 2 hours consecutive of CGI. So what do you expect?
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. But the other thing that I kind of found questionable, yes, again, they're going to a quantum realm. It's not going to be, the plot isn't going to be airtight. There's going to be a few holes. There are. But the thing that kind of stood out to me that was a little questionable is the first hour of the first half of the movie, as they set everything up, some of the writing is pretty like low level for Marvel.
Oh,
like
really?
you would expect better. There's I'll give you an example. There's a scene right near the beginning of the movie, riding in a car, 3 people. They're kind of, one of them's Ant-Man, spoiler alert. And they're kind of, 2 of them are kind of arguing. And so the other one goes, after a few minutes, I have a little bit of an argument. And the other one goes, why don't we listen to the radio to break the tension? That is the type of line that's like, well, that is not very, like you expect them to be a little more clever than that.
Sure.
And there's a lot of that in the first half of the movie. It takes a little long to get there. But the second half of the movie, where they're actually fighting and stuff, real cool.
Pretty good.
Real cool. So I don't know. I'll open up the floor to questions.
Concerns? Any comments? Isaiah, you think you'll go based on him, or you just still whenever?
I think I'll go. I don't know about seeing it in theaters yet. It just depends how my schedule
You gotta
works out.
support
I
it,
want to
though.
see
You need
it.
to support at this point.
I know. I want to see it because
Paul Rudd deserves better.
And I think too. I feel like I will probably like it as well because I like Paul Rudd. I like the
yeah.
Ant-Man movies. I feel like I'll like it. When you went to the movie theater,
Yeah.
did you get popcorn? What was the deal with
I
that?
got popcorn, yeah.
Did you get like a slushie?
I got a Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's
Diet
fine.
Mountain
Yeah,
Dew. Okay,
I did.
exciting.
Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and then the next thing, you said the plot was solid. Did you think it was
I mean, what do you mean solid?
like? Was it like a story?
well, yeah, it was a good story.
Yeah, you understood it.
Yeah, beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Satisfying ending, I'd say. Kind of takes you by surprise, maybe.
Was it more action or funny?
More, well, action.
Action.
Yeah.
Would you say it was less funny than the last 2 Ant-Man movies?
Maybe a little less funny.
Less funny, but more serious.
I feel like you're hurting the movie
It
now
wasn't
more.
like, no, it wasn't it was definitely not a serious movie. Again, I think in the first half of the movie, before you get to
They get all the bad writing out.
yeah, I don't think the comedy always lands as well. Some of it also, like the punchlines are predictable, which I don't like. I know I'm a funny guy, but I shouldn't be able to pick your punchline before you actually get to it. So, but in the second half of the movie, again, so much of the concerns of the first half of the movie I care less about because the second half of the movie was so enjoyable.
I don't know. For Ant-Man, it feels like it's too late. Everybody's on the train of just not liking it.
It is. It
Well,
is
that's
too
why
late.
You can't turn that train around.
That's why Hudson's here.
driving a train in the other direction.
Ready? Final question.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone die?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
With all the posts on the Radio U socials today with Jim, you know what you're doing?
What?
You're being a pet-fluencer.
He already is. He's
Yeah.
established himself.
Yeah.
He
He's like more
doesn't-
famous than I am.
He doesn't have his own page, does he?
No, I don't
okay.
want to have to manage all that. It'd be too popular.
Yeah, you don't want to make all that money or anything like that.
exactly.
But that is actually petfluencer is a real word, at least according to dictionary.com, which just went through and added 313 new words to their website. 313 new words now are words, according to dictionary.com, and petfluencer is one of them. That is someone who attracts a following by posting content of their pet.
Okay.
That's one of them. You want to hear some of the other new words that
Some
are now
we can't
officially
say,
words?
others we can.
Sure. Yeah, because they're too new and too cool.
Too cool, is that
Yeah. Microdosing, you know what that is?
Yeah, usually small doses of something.
Yeah, but it's like something something small. Of course, it traces back to drugs, but
Yeah.
it's just something now. Microdosing can mean anything small you do to make yourself, feel
Well, at least we're
good.
taking less, you know?
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
right.
like we
You
could have
don't
figured that word out a
overdo
while
it.
ago, but you know, it is what it
That
is.
does feel like it should have been added to the dictionary.com before just yesterday. What else do we have that's new? Well, I mean, they've updated a lot of that. The 313 new words, that's not even including all the definitions of existing words that they've updated. And I just don't know why they decided to just do this on one day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shouldn't they be constantly updating it?
No, I think they just listen. The dictionary just needs something sometimes. Like it
To
needs
pump
its
'em
day.
up?
Yeah, like it wants to have its day in the news.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they have to just throw them all in there at once and try to come up with some controversial ones. So that
Makes sense.
you're talking about, because how often do we talk about dictionary.com?
Not very often.
It's gotta, say what you will
Microdosing
about.
amounts.
Yes,
but,
exactly.
Yeah.
Small amounts. And I feel like, it needs to come out. They have to do it every now and then so they can come out with a new version of the dictionary. That way you have to buy it,
This is a website.
What same
They have
deal?
to come out with new versions of the website.
That way you check it out.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
they
go
make
check it out.
dictionaries anymore.
They have to make a
Yeah,
dictionary.
you have to have dictionaries.
Volume 273. This one includes microdosing.
Yeah. What?
You can't miss out on that one.
There's got to be like libraries and stuff where they have to, every time the printed dictionary gets an update, they're like, we got to buy it.
Well, I bet you the school district will buy it. Or
that's pet
someone will
influencer on
donate
it.
So they're probably upset. The schools are like, dang it, we got to update the dictionary again. We
For
got
a petfluencer?
Yeah,
Really?
how much are we spending on this? But another new word, anti-fat.
Oh,
You know what that means?
anti-fat.
Thin.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It means somebody who's opposed to fatness and fat people. You don't want to be anti-fat.
Well,
So it's
they're-
a derogatory term.
They're adding in all
Nice.
the words, aren't they?
Another one.
They've added. There's 313 words that are brand new. If you want to go ahead and go through the whole list, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing all 313 new ones, but. Yeah, dictionary.com back in the news.
When I was younger, I would read it. I mean, I still read a lot, but I read a lot, especially when I was younger. And I'm a
The
fast
dictionary?
reader. No, but my dad one
White
day,
Goodman?
he was going to pay me money to read the dictionary because he just wondered if I could do it. Like, hey, just read through the
Just read
dictionary.
through it.
Yeah, just read through the dictionary.
And did
That
you
sounds
do
like
it?
something
you didn't do
he probably wanted you to waste a bunch of time doing
Yes.
because you were annoying him. That's for
Yeah.
sure what it was.
wanted
He's
to
like,
keep me
Nikki, I'll give
busy."
you $20 if you go sit in your room and read the
it?
dictionary.
Stop talking to me. and
Oddly
read
enough,
the
it was
dictionary,
right
please.
after she had gotten in trouble.
You know,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to ask him that after the show.
Remember that one time you challenged me to sit in my room for 6 hours and read the dictionary? Was I upsetting you,
You
that
could just
day?
go to him today and go, finally finished
Finally
it.
finished
Yeah.
it. I think it was for like $100.
And then your
so
dad would go, actually, no, there's 313 new words. Start over.
I got to do
Dang.
it all over
Yeah.
again.
$100. That's how much he was willing to get you away from him for an
But when
hour.
you're a kid, I mean, I was tempted, but then I
You're-
was just not bothered
when
by
you're
it.
a kid, you're a handful.
Yep, clearly.
I only had a bad attitude. I didn't act out too
Nikki,
much.
more
And
the
that hasn't
dictionary.
changed.
Go
That
read
hasn't
it.
changed.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
I've got a TikTok here that went viral over the weekend from a Amazon delivery driver. And we all know the stories come up from time to time of Amazon is they really monitor their employees. Mm-hmm. But you don't realize, I don't think, how closely they monitor their drivers.
I thought it was
while they're
more
out
just
driving.
the warehouse stuff.
No, yeah.
But the
it's
driver
everywhere.
stuff is everywhere too.
Yeah, so this young lady, her name is Amber. She's a driver for Amazon, and she made a whole TikTok.
Is she still a driver for Amazon?
Had to be her last day.
As far as we know, the whole video almost does have an air of Amazon tried to get her, probably told her to do this to be like, look, make it look like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But also show all the features that all the AI. So she says they have 3 cameras that watch you while you're doing Amazon deliveries.
In the truck.
In the truck, yep. And so it will watch, one of the things it watches for, probably one of the most egregious is, it will watch how close you get, well, that's not the most egregious, but it'll watch how close you get to other vehicles. You're not able, it has sensors that will send off a violation for you if you do not fully stop at a stop sign, if you do the rolling stop thing.
I'd for sure be fired.
Yeah.
But do you get fines, or so you get money taken out, or
I don't
how many, and then you get
know.
fined?
It's $1 every time.
Yeah, she was just listing, she says, if you do this, it's a violation. If you do this, it's a violation. I don't know what happens when you get the violations.
Like too many of them.
Yeah, but it also, you get, this is a violation if you go over 6 miles over the speed limit.
Well, at least they
That's
give you
crazy.
that. At least they give you the 6
Yeah, a little
miles.
leeway.
That's something.
It also tracks how much you buckle in your seatbelt. If you buckle it in, if you ever are moving, like if you don't put it in park before you unbuckle.
And don't buckle.
But this was the most egregious one, is they have a camera that is looking at you while you're driving. And if you really at any point take one of your hands off the steering wheel while you're driving, that's a violation.
Ooh.
So no drinking coffee, for example, is a tough
phone.
one. She said she knew somebody that they scratched their beard. And that
it
was
flagged
a violation. Yeah, they got flagged
Wild.
for scratching the beard.
You could probably fight that, can't you?
That's what she said.
he
She said
fought
they
it.
disputed it. Yeah,
it's
but
not. A camera's not going to be perfect. They said that Amazon started putting all this stuff in 2020, but they're not in all Amazon delivery trucks. I'd like to point out my delivery driver in my area who must have multiple violations.
scratching his beard all the time,
Dude,
huh?
he flies through. Like
He's definitely
crazy.
going 6 over.
He's like, what are they going to do?
Sometimes I feel like he lets his truck drive while he runs out, and then he catches up to
It's
his
just rolling.
That would be impressive. I wouldn't even be mad at that.
But they say that this is supposed to be in every Amazon delivery truck by April of this year.
Yeah, and she does at the end. She's like, I'm just showing you this and just letting you know it's just all for safety, just to keep everybody safe. And at that point, it really feels like there's somebody off screen holding a gun at her face, saying, "Say it,
Say it.
Say it's
for
not that
safety.
bad.
Say it's not that
Say
bad.
it's
You
not
don't
that
mind." But to be honest, though, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm for it.
Well, I think some of it is obviously good, like the driving aspect of it, because a lot of people complain about Amazon delivery drivers.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it can probably be a bit too much. The driver eye camera is just below the rear view mirror. It does not have audio. There's no audio on this thing. There is no
So they
live.
say.
I know. There's no live video capability. But it does talk to you. It'll blurt out commands if you aren't following the safety code. So, like if you need to buckle up, it's supposed to talk to
So
you.
it's not
Hands
just
on the
all-
wheel.
It's not just all after the fact. It's like
Correct.
driving with a driving instructor.
Yeah, there's someone always kind of there.
Nice little backseat driver. I'd love that. Slow down. Turn the wheel. What's going on here? That's my least favorite.
Yeah, you never want somebody over your shoulder watching you work. It just makes you uncomfortable. But no, at the end of the day, though, guys, I actually think this is good.
Good for safety.
It's good for safety. There's so many Amazon drivers out on the road that they need to be careful so that I can drink my coffee and roll through stop signs and not get and
not be in trouble
and
yourself.
not
Yeah.
and they not crash into me. There's enough unsafe drivers like me on the road. The Amazon drivers, they're not paying them to drink coffee. They're paying them to deliver my package in 2 days or less.
Now, we also get a lot of Amazon delivery drivers who are in their own cars. They're the flex
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
But they don't have
No,
this
they have
in
the
their
cameras
car.
and whatnot.
They don't
Not
have any of
yet.
that. It's really just the Amazon trucks.
Just wait till they try to put this in our cars, and then all of a sudden, when we're going 6 miles per hour, you automatically get a ticket. That's when it's going to be.
You can get some for like your insurance. They'll put that thing in your car to see if you're a good driver.
Oh no!
And then that can lower your bill. But
yeah.
I don't know anyone who still
it's
does
that. It's like on your phone, right? With there's that commercial with the Mayhem guy and he's doing the filters. That's like telling you, put this app on your phone.
You can lower your car insurance.
Yeah, and have them spy on you all the time.
I'm not for that.
No, you're not. I mean, they're already spying on you anyway.
Exactly.
So, but I think we should put these alerts here in the studio
In here?
so that we could have somebody just, constantly. That's not funny. Don't say that.
How about hands
That was
on the
offensive. Don't say
Hands
that.
on the microphone.
Bad
Put your hands
opinion.
on the microphone.
Back
exactly.
up.
opinion.
Let's get forward. Look at the camera.
Don't be so mean to Nikki and Isaiah. That type of thing.
That's you.
Live.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at RadioU Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
It's Would You Rather Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've got a loaded question today. This is a tough one. Feelings could be hurt, okay? So let's build up our thick skin. Remember, it's just for the show.
It's just opinions.
Uh-huh. But we got a
You're
question.
still wonderful for who you are.
But you can text in your answer to this question, the Would You Rather. It's a three-way today. Would you rather be stranded on a desert island with Isaiah, Nikki, or Hudson, myself? Who would you rather be stranded on a desert island with? This question comes to us from Adam.
Now, Adam said for the day. So you'd only have
For
to deal
one day?
It says for a
that's
day.
right. That
Yeah, I
is-
feel like you need to be able to escape the island. That's like how long? This is a survival
Yeah,
thing, right?
or if you're just stranded and who would drive you the most crazy?
That's what I'm thinking. It's either like we're looking for survival here or just being able
who
to
would
put
help
up
you
with.
escape, or who you would be able to deal with.
Yeah.
So Adam chose you, Hudson. But it seemed like
Terrible choice.
It seems like he wasn't very committed. I think his text was like, well, I guess Hudson.
I guess if it came down to it.
So I want some more like concrete answers of like, who would you pick if you had to be stranded on an island with one of us for the day or for however long it would be, and why would you want to pick one of us?
Well, while we wait for people to text in at 8772 with their choice and reasoning, I'm going to go for myself. I'm going to say myself.
You make an argument.
Yeah,
choice.
I'd much
What's the
rather
argument for
Good
yourself?
choice.
be alone than be with either of you two on a desert island.
I know, because if not, it just seems like work where one of us didn't show up,
Yeah.
but the other one was there.
And let's say we were stranded on a desert island, right? Like this is long term. Like we were doing a show trip and plane crashed on a desert island. One of us perished, and then you're stuck with the other one. How'd you go back to work with the other person after you're stranded on a
That's
desert island?
right.
with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
so-
disastrous.
So just alone would be fine for me.
What do you want? Some?
I don't think you make it through a day.
You don't think I'd make it through a day alone?
No chance.
Why not?
I just don't
What
think you
would happen to
survive.
me? What would
I
happen
don't know.
to me?
I don't
It's a
think
desert island. There's nobody there.
It doesn't seem like you have
What
the
could kill
capability.
me?
How about we say this? It's not like an aggressively bad
Yeah.
island. Like maybe it's just they won't get to us for a few days.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very
You're in the
remote.
forest, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm running from monsters.
It's not-
and
No.
we have
It's
a
not
food
Skull
source and
Island.
water.
Yeah.
Okay. So so what are your guys' choices?
Mine's myself for sure.
Yeah. Also
reasoning
solo.
that I'd pick myself is because I'm like a master of Naked and Afraid. I've watched like every episode.
Nobody said
totally
you have
do
to be
it.
naked.
No, I'm not saying I
I
have
guess
to be
you would
naked.
be more free to be naked if it
but
was
if I'm
just
gonna be
you.
on the
Yeah.
island by myself, you know,
You
but
might as well be.
Exactly. And I think that I mastered so many of the Naked and Afraid skills to where I think I would be a good partner
The
in the wild.
situations?
Yeah, start a fire in the woods, things like that. I got all that jazz down.
I got one more reason why I would want to be alone, and that's because I don't want to hurt either of your feelings
Oh,
right now.
thank you.
It's like choosing between two children. I love you guys both equally.
You don't wanna
So
not
yeah, I
have
wouldn't want to
us
hurt one of
there.
your feelings by saying I wouldn't want to stay on the desert island with you.
Well,
over
we
the
have
other.
a lot of thoughts from people. So if you guys want to text in at 877 to Radio U, I'll go through. But let's say we were on an island. Who would you rather have with you,
desert island.
or yourself,
or just solo.
just solo?
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
Can text in for today's Would You Rather Wednesday. The question comes to us from Adam, who texted in and said, would you rather be stranded on a desert island he says for a day, with Nikki, Isaiah, or Hudson?
Who would you pick and why? I have a lot. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right. John says, Isaiah, hands down, we'd escaped together.
For sure.
Amy chose Jim, your dog.
Well, he's not going to be very
Off the
helpful, but he's
board,
cute.
going off the board.
Now, Jim is in at work today because it's his birthday today. So Isaiah brought him to work. Mike said, I work out a lot, so definitely Isaiah.
We
You
would
guys-
also escape.
You can work out together.
Yeah.
Tommy says, I think Isaiah and I would have the most fun, but for survival, I think I'd probably choose Hudson.
Ooh,
There's one.
I like that.
Hudson's like, yes.
Tom went with Hudson because he'd bring hot dogs with him.
I always have an
In his
emergency
pockets.
pack just in case.
Yeah, he's always prepared. Cassie says, if it was one day, I would choose Hudson because he'd make me laugh. If it was long term, I'd choose Nikki because I feel like we're very similar in personalities. We get along really well. Not that she doesn't love you, Isaiah. But
Okay, Cassie. I get it.
You're
I
not
get it.
picked at all.
Clearly.
Let's see. Jessica said I'd pick Nikki because she'd probably keep us safe by talking to the native animals. I would do my best on that. And I guess I would die first if they attacked me.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Nikki, too, is how would you, Nikki, what would you eat?
What do you mean?
You couldn't bring yourself to eat an animal if you were
Oh,
stranded
yeah.
on
She
a
for
desert
sure
island.
would.
I don't think she has
Comes
that
down
in
to
her.
it.
No, she doesn't
You
have
have to.
that.
If
You'd
someone
be
else-
gathering berries
If they prepared it for me.
in the correct way.
I don't know. See, now you're asking somebody else to do a lot for
And I've
you.
been wanting to eat more fish. So if you went
There
out
you
and got
go.
the fish.
Yeah, fish. That's like the go-to.
How do you feel about eating fish with the eyes still looking at you?
That's
Oh, that was
fine.
tough. Mandy and Adam said, sorry, guys, I choose Nikki. Love you all, but I feel like we could have some really good conversations to pass the time. Actually, guys, I'm really sorry, but in person, I'm pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I think we probably all are, but I don't know. No, if you got me, if it's just you and me on the island, I would not shut up.
You would not.
Yeah.
You'd be nervous talking.
Yep.
Let's see. Regina says, it's a tough one. If it's guaranteed we'll leave in a few days, I choose Hudson because he'd keep the laughs going and the spirits up. Isaiah does sound pretty confident that he's got a lot of the survival skills, though. So it might be better to go with Isaiah just in case there's a storm or something that pops up and you don't end up being rescued as soon as you thought you would.
Yeah, there you go.
So purely on the emergency basis.
I mean, we've all watched Bear Grylls. I don't know why Isaiah is more qualified.
I am more qualified.
You are him.
I've said if they gave me the opportunity, I'd go on Naked and Afraid tomorrow. I would make it too. It'd be grand.
That's what they all say.
That's what they say.
Naked and Afraid
I'm
before
ready to go.
they wind up crying and leaving in a puddle of tears.
See, I think the only argument that would be against choosing me right, and I think this one goes into the Nikki way, is if like you were going to be there for a long time, and eventually you were going to have to kill one of us. Because I think Nikki would be the easiest kill of the three.
You couldn't kill me.
But you would feel the most bad about it, though.
Yeah,
At the end.
upset.
That's right.
Like when it comes down to
I'm
it,
a fighter. Nobody would be able to kill me.
when it comes down to it, you're going to have to kill one of us.
I would fight dirty. I would not
I
be
would
going
take you
down.
out in your sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Nikki might fight dirty too.
This is a good question. Adam brought the question to us. Who would you choose?
Props to Adam for that. And if you've got a good question for the next Would You Rather, definitely let us know. 8772 RadioU. See if you can come up with something good.
And I will remember the day that we all decided if we had to choose, we just still would choose to be by ourselves. Better than with someone else.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, Radio U.
I've got a story here from China. We've got it's sad. It's a father suing his very own daughter.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
So you know it's got to be something bad, right? The reason he's suing his daughter is because she refused to leave college and come back home to take care of him after he got into a car accident.
Okay.
So he gets into a car accident. He's like, hey, daughter, leave college and come. I need some help. Like I'm, not doing good physically after a car accident. I need somebody to be my caretaker. And she said, no, I'm staying at college. And so now he is suing her. It looks like he wants about $215 in monthly alimony.
Wild.
Or like parent alimony or?
Yeah, like so that he can afford, I guess, somebody else to take care of him because she's not doing it. What do we make of this? Just based off of you be the judge.
There's some layers.
Okay.
So she has two other brothers who she says could also be taking care of him, but the dad has been asking her.
Yeah, but they're men. So they have jobs, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to put what you just said to the side.
Just
Thank you so much,
separate that.
Hudson. That's why I wouldn't be on the island with you. So she said that she was very busy in school with exams and studying, and he would keep messaging her to complain. So she ended up blocking him, which is why the dad, who had no way to contact her to complain more, it's why the dad took this to court to try to sue her for the monthly money.
And it says that she claims that she told him over and over again she
can't leave at this time.
Her college duties don't allow her to leave and come take care of him. Well, listen here, daughter. You know what? It's not going anywhere. College. You're like probably 20-something years old. You've got another 60 years you can go to college if you want, but I need help now.
Well, it doesn't say, though, for the dad, like, how injured
How much help does he need?
Yeah, like
what's going on here?
Is he really, really injured, or is he not?
Can he move? Can he walk?
And she said because she's in college, she doesn't have the $215 a month that he needs just because he's suing her.
Which is why she should go live with him for free and take care of him. Look, he told her mother to change her diapers, and so now she's got to pay it back. She's got to change his diapers because he probably can't walk because he got in a bad car accident.
There's Article 26 of a Chinese civil code that stipulates adult children have the obligation to support and protect their parents, which is what he was suing her because she blocked him and didn't want to come home to take care of him.
Isaiah, you went to college.
I did.
You got parents.
What if your mom or dad was like, hey, I need you to come take care of me, drop out of college for a while?
So if my mom
Put
called
that
me
on
and
hold.
she was like, hey, I need you to come take care of me, I would be like, what about dad? And then my dad called me, I'd be like, well, what about mom?
Brothers.
And then I have 2 brothers too, who both like lived closer during that time period. I think it's all just very situational, you know. I think if she's the only one that could actually help him, and he actually needs help, then she should go home and help him. But if he doesn't actually need help, and his brothers aren't willing to help, then it's understandable. But at the same time, it's all situational, and I need to know how bad this guy's hurt. Because I've taken on some pity hurts before, some pity sickness to get some help, and so I could see it going down that road too.
I think it depends on that. It feels like maybe they have a strained relationship anyways, because if he just always complains to her about stuff.
Well, think about it this way. You have 2 brothers, right? Your older brother has a job. You have a job.
Yes.
Your other brother's in college. If your parents live somewhere else, you had to leave your job here, you would never get another job in this industry again.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he can drop out of college and just pick back up where he left off.
I brought my dog to work today. Like, I think I could easily work here and help my mom if she needed help.
It is pretty cushy.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, Mom and Dad, I'd help.
Well, let's let this gal know you can work here at Radio U and take care of your ailing father. We'll make accommodations.
But like I said, I feel like her and the dad already have problems, and this is just another
and you can't
extension
solve
of
them.
that. Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
When you get fired, what happens? You go ahead and you get like a box.
Yeah.
You have to pack up all your stuff. They give you a box.
It's probably like
a banker's
Friday,
box. Yep, it's a Friday.
and everybody's mysteriously gone.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a lunchtime or
And
something.
You got to clean out your desk. You put it all in a box, and your tail between your legs, you leave the building.
Or I feel
you get
like-
escorted out by security.
I feel like I see more stories of like they meet you, like you have to come back, because a lot of people were remote working for so long, and so you would just go to your place of business and pick up your stuff, but they wouldn't let you in the building.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just given your stuff and then you got to go.
But we have a guy, well, he wasn't exactly fired, but he was released. He was cut. And this is in the NFL. Taylor Lewin, he's a pretty good offensive lineman. He has played for the Tennessee Titans his entire career.
9 years.
9
on the
years.
team.
It's a long time to stick with a team. And this offseason, he has been released from the team. Now, he tore his ACL last year, so he wasn't able to play very much. And now it's kind of uncertain where his career will go. But nevertheless, he's, an experienced guy. He's real good when he's healthy, but he wasn't healthy this year. The Titans decided to move on, save some money.
He missed 30 total games, 15 last year. And I guess the Titans were also cutting a few others just to save money.
Yeah, so he's out. But what's interesting is the way that they delivered his personal effects to him after they broke the news.
Oh, because they're not playing, so like he's not there.
Yeah, he's not in the building.
Yeah.
And so what they did was, I guess this is technically, you have to say allegedly, they took all of his stuff, put it in garbage bags, and then had somebody deliver it to his front door. And so there's just a bunch of garbage
They're
that is
just
all
left
his
at the front door.
personal stuff, mostly clothes, it looks like, stuff like that now he just got dropped off at his front door in trash bags.
He posted a picture about it. I mean, he had some humor about it, but it's pretty sad if he'd been with the Titans for 9 years.
Yeah.
And like someone could at least meet him and try to schedule a time to give him his stuff.
Yeah, is that what you prefer? You like if when Radio U tells you to beat it?
When that's it, yeah.
Yeah, when
If
they say so long, you want somebody to let you in the building one last time.
Well, if not, just at least take it to my car or give me my trash bags.
What if you've been out for a while, you're taking too much vacation time, and that's why, and they're like, you know what, Nikki, maybe just don't come back.
And we're just sending.
We'll get you your stuff to you.
Well, I feel like they would probably mail this, except they said he gave him a lot of his, football pads.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that'd be harder to mail, but they just dropped it off to him.
They're the Titans. They can afford it.
Hey, so what's his name again?
Taylor Lewin.
Taylor, hi. Also, I
Yeah.
noticed your picture. The front door looks lovely, but you have a very small
Nikki
front
was
door
commenting
mat.
on that off the air. She's
It's
really
too
upset.
much.
She
Get
said,
a bigger doormat.
She said, there's no way he could be married. He's been married for 5 years. There's no way he could be married with a doormat like that.
It's too small. small.
Why does it need? What do you mean? Why do you need a bigger doormat?
I feel like it needs to be proportioned like to the actual size of the door.
Now, I'll tell you that it kind of looks like a bath mat, and it also looks pretty beat up. So I have more concerns about that. But the size of the doormat doesn't bother me.
Why do you think it could be a bath mat? Because it's small.
Maybe I was thinking they probably wouldn't dump his stuff on the back door, but it almost looks like it's his back door.
No.
Because of the way, just the entrance the way it is. So, well,
I feel bad for him. That was poorly done, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. You know what? I think he's made a lot of money, and he'll probably, if he wants to keep playing, he can make more money. So he'll be all right.
Do they think another team will pick him up?
If he wants to play somebody, we'll let him play.
Or if he's well enough?
If he's healthy enough, he's real good. So he'll do all right.
Oh, I like it. Hudson says you're real good.
Yeah, real good.
But get a new doormat.
With that signing bonus you get on your next team.
Yeah, I'll get you one.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.